for a month. What are your impressions of how the offense is coming along, learning the system that you and Coach Morris are teaching?
Yeah, just like I just told these guys, they've come a long way since March 15th. And I'll tell you one thing, they're not a 1-11 football team. And I know that for a fact. And these guys have bought in. They've done a great job for us. They've learned the system, the installs that we put in. They've done a good job of picking those up. The thing about it, though, is in the fall we're going to add more. And we just probably put a fourth of the playbook in, and everybody's going to have to go back and take their playbook and study and get better with that. But very pleased with a lot of the guys. We got to have a good summer to develop depth at some positions, but overall very pleased with their effort. Very pleased with how far we came in just a couple months. So looking forward to rolling on in the summer. We got one of the best strength coaches in the country that's going to get a chance to put his hands on these guys and work with them every day, and just really looking forward to how these guys are going to come ready to go in the fall. So.
Matt Davis has gotten the first team reps all spring. In your eyes, what does he look like to you? What's his ceiling?
Yeah, he's got a high ceiling. Matt's done a good job this spring. He's been in a lot of different systems, and you can tell that he has. He was a veteran. He picked it up really quick. I think Matt's got a very high ceiling. He's got to learn to do a few things here and there to get rid of the ball and not hold it in the pocket a little bit more. But overall, very pleased with Matt. We're not going to name a starter coming out of spring right now, but yeah, Matt did take a lot of the ones, and we're going to roll, let it compete, and see who comes out in the fall, and a lot of those we're going to have to rely on all the quarterbacks this summer to all the player-led workouts and all that. The quarterbacks are going to have to do a good job of being leaders. So there's going to be a group effort on all those guys' part this summer. So
how do you handle a guy who's learned so many different systems and who's seen so many different things? Do you kind of base off that, or just give him a clean slate?
Yeah, we just gave Matt a clean slate. He's got to learn our terminology, and Matt's done a good job of buying in and just putting a lot of work in. So have our other guys. All of our quarterbacks have. But like I said, Matt's learned a lot of different styles, and this style's new to him as well as the other ones were. And he's done a great job picking it up, and we just started from scratch and just said, hey man, try to erase everything you've done in the past, and here's what we do, here's our terminology, and he's done a good job picking it up. So.
You got to call plays for the first time today, at least I think in a while. What was that like?
Well, it wasn't the first time. Me and Coach have been switching it up a little bit, but it was good. It was good. We protected a few guys. We got some guys out of there that we just couldn't afford to lose today. And Prescott Line is one of the best football players we got on this team. He probably is the best football player. So we had to get him out. We had Jeremiah Gaines. Our plan was to get him out. And when those guys get out, we were trying to develop a lot of depth. But it was fun. It was a good time. It was a good time. And we've done it this spring, off and on. Coach will call them, I'll call them. And but it went good. It went really good.
Cortland Sutton had a big day. Talk about his matchup problems he creates.
Yeah, Cortland's a guy that obviously, like you said, he creates a lot of mismatches there with his size and ability. Still young, still raw at the position, but he's going to, I have no doubt in my mind, he's going to have a heck of a summer and come ready to play in the fall and come every day in the summer to work. And that's who he is. That's the kind of individual he is. But he's going to create a lot of matchups in that boundary for us. But we got to have other guys. It can't be just him. It's got to be a group effort at that position. At Clemson we have 3 guys in that position, and we rotate them. And so, but we got to find depth. But Cortland did a really good job, and look forward to how he's going to come out of summer.
You called Prescott Line maybe the best player on the team.
Yeah.
What impresses you most about him?
He's a football player. First and foremost, he's a football player. We put him at 2 different positions this spring, and the kid, he acted like he played both positions the whole time. We started him at running back, moved him around a little bit, and he learned it so fast because he's a cerebral football player. And not only that, he's a big load to bring down in the run game, as we all know. But he's just a very smart kid, very very cerebral, and we couldn't afford to lose that guy today. So we had to get him out. So.
What's your impression of how the protection's coming along, the offensive line?
They've done a good job. I'm telling you right now, we have one of the best offensive line coaches in the country. Coach Fry has done an unbelievable job with those guys. He's a guy that played in the NFL for 4 or 5 years, and he knows his technique. And he's been working with those guys since day one on their technique, and they've just bought in. They love Coach Fry. I think those guys buy into him, and they love to play for him, play hard for him. We got a long way way to go. Just keep working their technique. And but we're playing against a pretty good defense now every day. We got some good rush ins on defense, on the defensive side of the ball. So we're seeing some good talent against us that we're going against day in and day out. So it's doing nothing but make those guys better.
Are you tired of seeing the same defense every day?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I know you got another month of it in August. But...
Absolutely. Yeah, those guys are doing a really good job. Coach Malone and Coach McDaniel, and Coach Wyatt, Coach Gunn, Coach Leff, they're doing a great job over there on the defensive side of the ball. And yeah, we're tired of seeing the same defense. It's been the same thing over and over and over. Just like they're probably tired of seeing the same offense, but it'll be fine. So.